Hi, everybody. This is Barbara Mayerson from JoyandSuccess.com, and I have with me Christine Michelle, and I'm very happy that she's here with me, and I thank you so much for being with me.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here and I'm so happy to share with you and spend time in your amazing energy.
Thank you, thank you. She's got a really wonderful thing that she does and teaches people. But before we get started about what you do, how did you come to what you do, and where did you start from?
Oh, that is such a good story. Okay. So I grew up, it's funny, I grew up in a Christian household with my parents and my mom and dad. They're very Christian. And ever since we were little, they always told us to ask, believe, and receive. Whatever we asked, have faith that it gets to come. And so ever since I was little, I was always journaling and doing all that. And then in addition to that, I was reading like Abraham Hicks books and things like that. And I just was like, okay, I know that whatever I ask, it gets to happen. And of course, you go through life and you forget that power that you have. And so I came back to it as I got older and I wanted to be valedictorian, and I was the first Black valedictorian in my high school.
Wow.
And I just really tuned in. I believed it. That's what it got to happen. And then, with my college and all of those things, it really became something that just was a part of me, even if I wasn't like absolutely focused on it. And so I knew that I wanted to like have a business to share and help people like ever since I was a little girl. But life happens and you do what you're expected, right? You do what people expect you to do. And in my family, it really was. My parents wanted us to have a life that was even better than theirs, right? So that meant to go to college in their mind and go work for a corporation and, do the things that you're meant to do, supposed to do according to them.
Right.
And so I did it, right? Because I had the good grades. I was a valedictorian. I went to Tulane University. I had the scholarship. Like I did all the things. And I ended up working in corporate America, first with Deloitte and Touche. That's telling my age because now they're just known as Deloitte. Um, and then I went to the Coca-Cola company. And then from there, I was with Victoria's Secret for a very long time. And so I was a corporate executive, but in my heart and my soul, I knew that I was meant to do my own thing, really have my own business where I was able to help and expand the lives of others. And
Mm.
so eventually life happened and I was able to full time like do what I'm doing now. And I feel so expanded, so happy, and just so excited just to see the impact that I get to make, to see people smiling, to see people really coming back to who they truly are, even if it's difficult situations, even if they're going through some things, just to be there as a support and then help them through that is just my absolute
Well,
joy.
that's a fascinating story because a lot of people don't have parents like you. Sound like you have wonderful parents, and that they don't have parents to help them think that they can be whatever they want to be, and they get smaller, and they don't grow, and they're afraid of being who they are. And your teaching of getting back to who you are, or being who you are, and being more, seeing is wonderful. So, how do you do that? What exactly do you do to make that happen for people?
So what's the first thing I love to do is first you get to move through some of the conditioning. So let's see like how your soul came here to be. And one of the tools or two of the tools that I use to help people like see how their soul came here to like be and experience life and experience like all of this energy flow is human design and gene keys. And what these are think of it as like Myers-Briggs for your soul. Have you ever done Myers-Briggs?
Yeah, a long time ago.
A long time, right? EFT and J and all those things, right? That is for personality, mind. This is for your soul, and it's based on a lot of different things, including like your birth time, your birthplace, your birth date. So that includes like astrology.
Mm.
There's the I Ching and just all different modalities that are mixed into one. But it's kind of like human design is like the masculine, like scientific piece of it, and then you have gene keys that is like the feminine flow of it, and they just work really nicely in harmony in the way that I do it. And so once you kind of like say, oh, okay, Like, for example, there's these archetypes in human design, and I am a generator. When I decided to go full time in my business as a generator, that means I'm supposed to lean back and receive, like look at the universe, see what's falling into place, and then respond to those things.
Mm.
But of course, I think about 75%, 70% of the world are generators and manifesting generators.
I'm
And so,
using a little bit. Go
is
ahead.
it recording? Oh no.
You froze. I don't know.
Oh, I think I got you back.
Okay. I can hear you, but
Okay.
you still
Am I freezing? Should I just keep going?
keep going. I can hear you, but there you go. Okay.
Oh no, no, no. Okay.
You're back.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. And thank you. All right. So I'll back up. So about 75%, 70% of the world are manifesting generators, which means that you're intended to like lean back and really like allow yourself to respond to your field that are placed into your world. And so when you become let's say an entrepreneur, right? You're like, well, I'm supposed to initiate and I'm supposed to do. And I forgot that when I was in corporate, I really was responding to the corporate environment, responding to the senior executives, the C-suite, responding to my team and people that reported into me. And that's why I was so extremely successful with a multi-six-figure career. But then I started my business and I started to like push things out and do things without allowing myself to receive this beautiful feedback and receive these things from the environment. And so once I tuned into my body compass, tuned into like making decisions from my body and not just my head, or not my head at all, allowing myself to feel what feels good, feel what feels right, that allowed me to just change my entire business.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're really tuning into who you truly are, it's really important for you to come back to your body compass. Like, you don't even have to know Gene Keys or human design. And I can get you, your audience, a link. There's a step-by-step on my thing for free. And they just go click and they can see the step-by-step and it's super easy. But you don't have to know that to know that if you listen to your body, you know what feels right. You know if something feels uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and really start really connecting and listening to your body is going to help you make a big difference in not trying to think your way through everything.
I think that's great because a lot of people don't focus on the mind body, and they don't realize how connected we are. It all is, and to be able to just get out of our heads and just see, like we can feel sometimes like when something doesn't feel right, but we don't usually go with that. We just we don't pay attention to that too much. So what you're doing is really teaching people how to pay attention to that.
Yes, how to pay attention to that. And it's really coming back to that emotional intelligence. I love to say feelings are the language of the body. You really tuning into what you're truly feeling and allow yourself to feel it, whether it's, happy or sad. You're never going to hear me, with the traditional law of attraction. It's like, don't think those thoughts, don't think these thoughts, only feel this, only do this. No, it really is about feeling the entire breadth of the feelings that come up, because they're only guidance.
Mm.
And you get to utilize that guidance and feel fully what's coming up, because if you ignore it, it's just going to fester and it's going to get bigger and bigger, and then boom, gonna have to feel it, because you're gonna, you're not gonna be able to hide from it anymore.
Yeah,
And
and
so it really
a lot of people get
is
sick when they
beautiful
don't.
to remember. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
I mean
My
that's
my
great.
my mom. Oh no, please tell me. You're right. People do get sick when they're not listening to their body. And when they're, a lot of times when you're just always in your mind, what are you thinking? The pros and the cons and this and that. And then you go with something that looks right, but then you're like, I knew I shouldn't have did that. That's because your body had already given you that answer. And that's where you should decide from.
Right, right. I mean, I think that's amazing, like giving that message, telling everybody, listen to your body, don't ignore it, don't ignore your, and that you're not like a typical law of attraction, like only think positive thoughts. It's not about that. It's thinking everything and feeling everything. And that if you ignore the negative, you will get sick or you will, it won't good be good. So
Yeah.
I think that's fabulous that you're giving that message out to people and for them to be themselves and to honor every part of them. Shadow, we were talking about the shadow part and honor that part where people don't want to look at their shadow side.
Yes. And what if within every shadow there is your gift? So when you can fully embrace that shadow side, for me, it's funny, I wrote something today and I was talking about seriousness. So my life's work is to be here and to help people really tune into accepting like all parts of them. And the one of the main challenges that I experience, it's funny when I look at it, it's a the main challenge is seriousness. That's the lower frequency, the shadow frequency. And I was like, oh yeah, I do get really serious about things, serious about, am I on time for this or serious about that? But when you're working with the shadows in the way that I love to teach it, it's not about like getting rid of it. It's not about working through the shadows. It really is about embracing them, allowing them to be, and allowing them to fully like show up, look at them, as little children, or look at them as like, okay, and then see where those shadows have benefited you. So like, for example, my seriousness has helped me because, I've been on time for things. I ended up being valedictorian, or I ended up going to college and doing really well, or I was really always on time for all my meetings, and I was like, yeah, that seriousness helped me to get to where I am at this. Like, well, how do I fully allow that to be, but then also tune into the gift, which is delight
Mm-hmm.
and playfulness, and allowing myself to just be in the moment and enjoy. And it comes from allowing seriousness to be there and not making it wrong, like holding space for that, but then also holding space for delight and leaning into feeling that frequency of delight, even intentionally, just being like, okay, what is more delightful for me? What feels more delightful? And I love that we get to be expansive humans and hold space for all of the things.
Well, that sounds great. And I know you want to take us on a meditation to get to that place. Take us on it. Have I lost you again? Take us on. You have a
No, I'm
meditation
here. Can you see
you
me?
want to help us with?
Yes. Okay. So I love it because when I was first thinking about the journey, this is how guidance and telling and everything works. I knew that it would be a journey, and I knew it would be holding space. And I was thinking, okay, next level you, that sounds fun. No, but it's going to be exactly what we were just talking about, is showing you that you get to hold space for the thing that feels uncomfortable, and you can hold space for the thing that feels so expansive. And so I'll give you an example of a story so that before you go into the journey, you can say, oh, okay, I know what this feels like. So for example, I was having the launch. This ended up being one of my best launches ever, but it wasn't feeling like that, right? I knew that it was inspired. I knew that it was coming from guidance. I knew that it was something that needed to like come out there and be shared. But there was a piece of me that was so scared to even look at the disappointment, was so scared to even give the disappointment like some kind of like, acknowledgement that it existed, because I was like, no, 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 this is going to be amazing. I already feel it. And that's because that feeling was so strong. And so it wasn't until I allowed myself to hold space for, okay, what if it doesn't happen? What if it isn't good? Because if we're thinking about the quantum and all possibilities exist, right? So if I'm helping you to make quantum leaps, #normal, guess what? In the quantum, if all possibilities exist, the possibility that that launch may not work out existed. But that's not where I was going to put my focus on. But I had needed to stop pushing against and like trying to resist it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
needed to just look at it and allow it to be, and then expand while holding space for what I really knew that got to happen. And
Mhm.
so what I'm going to do is show you in this meditation that you get to sit, feel grounded. And if you're feeling like a situation of worry, with the pandemic, with everything that's going on, so you're worried about what's going to happen next, or, where do you get to be? What's going to happen? It's okay. You're human, and we get to do this and experience this human experience. Hold space for that worry or fear or whatever, and don't make it wrong. And then you also get to now, after you feel it and it exists, you also still get to look forward and say, okay, well, what do I want? What would I like to unfold? And then you can
Well,
put your focus
that
there.
sounds great. I love the allowing yourself to hold the space for the worry and this fear, and as well as the good stuff. So why don't you take us on like a 5-minute meditation journey, and let's see
Yes.
where we go.
Yay. Okay. So close your eyes if you're not driving. If you're driving, you can just listen and then go home and do it again. But I'd love for you to close your eyes and just really feel your body sitting in your seat. Feel your sit bones like in your chair, wherever you are. If you're lying down, just feel the space that you're in. Feel your body come back to this place. And then I want you to imagine a cord, a grounding cord that's coming from it's either your womb space if you're a woman, or it can come from that lower belly area if you're a man. And it's just shooting down into the floor through the soft core of the earth all the way to the middle of Gaia. And it's just holding you, grounding you. And as you're breathing, anything that you're ready to release gets to go down that cord into Gaia, and it gets to transform. It gets to just transmute into light energy, and it's exactly what the earth is asking from you. And so again, put your awareness above you, a cord that's shooting directly up. It's always connected. It's to higher guidance, to who you are, to source, to the divinity that's within you. It's connected to your angels, your ascended masters, whomever you know is here guiding you. And now place your hands on your heart and just feel your heart beating. Breathe through your heart for 3 deep breaths. So breathe in for 3, and then breathe out. And then breathe out. And then breathe in again for 3. And then breathe out. And now I want you to draw your awareness to any place in your body that you feel discomfort. It feels a little tight. It feels just a little bit of discomfort. And just you can place your hand on that area. You can place your attention on that area, your awareness on that area. And then just breathe into that area with some loving kindness. And this discomfort can represent whatever feeling you're feeling, whether that's sadness, worry, fear, whatever discomforting feeling that you're feeling. Imagine that this discomfort that's in your body is representing that feeling. Just let it be. There's nothing for you to do with it. You don't have to get rid of it. Just allow it to be and exist. And send some love from your heart to that area. And it can go there in the form of your breath. Now, at the same time, I'd love for you to just think about what you would love to happen. So if you're experiencing worry and fear because of the pandemic and you don't know, what's going to happen, or what's going to happen with your family or your monetary situation, whatever it is, what would you like that to be? What would feel expansive? What would feel like for you? And just shift your attention to that for a moment. It is already done. You're already living this experience. Maybe your business has taken off. Maybe you've just gotten a promotion. Maybe you're feeling amazing and you've met the love of your life. Maybe your relationship has gotten better, whatever that is. And send your heart and your love to that option, to that possibility, and feel how you can feel it. Now pay attention to how you can feel both. That slight discomfort that is probably lightening up, that you don't feel as much. You can move around and say, oh goodness, wow, it's lightening up. And you also have this attention on where you'd like to go. This is what you get to do every time something comes up that doesn't feel as comfortable, that doesn't feel good. Give it the space to flow. Emotion is energy in motion. It wants to flow, it just wants to flow. And by you giving that attention and space to that and allowing it to be without having to do anything with it, and then allowing yourself to say, you do get to experience this option that you came here to be. And so now breathe in deeply for just the deepest breath that you breathe all day. Just breathe in and then breathe out with sound. Just allow yourself to let anything go down through that grounding cord, down to the earth. You can move your body as you feel. Just really, you're slowly coming back to where you were. You can recall your grounding cord and thank your angels, thank your guides, ascended masters, thank God. I like to call the universe Sugar Daddy for being here for you, supplying you guidance every minute of every single day. Just feel that gratitude, feel that appreciation, knowing that you don't have to do anything with it. There's nothing wrong with you, that you are okay exactly the way you are. Feel this appreciation, feel this love, just expanding from your own heart for yourself. And now with one last deep breath, breathe in. And breathe out, and you can open your eyes.
That was amazing. That was really great. And I love being able to hold both spaces and to be able to just think about what I want, but it's okay to feel the other. And it's just like, and now the other possibilities that I had in mind, it just feels like they're going to happen any moment. That was great. That was really very, very relaxing and great and just felt wonderful. And really appreciate that. And just so that's the kind of thing that you do, like with clients and.
Yes, with clients and like with the group programs that we do. I also do like these, I call them frequency alchemy audios. So I'm speaking, but I'm bringing the frequency that you would like whether it's limitlessness, overflow, like whatever that is, it's through my voice, but then also through music. And you get to just press play and tune in and embody that feeling, now, because a lot of people are like, well, what does it feel like to be in love, because they have never felt that. And so I have this frequency audio that's called Loved. And I swear I get tears every time I hear it because you just feel so much love. And this just shows you that you don't need the thing to feel what you want to feel, because you get to feel that now. And then that's what's going to attract that thing to you. And so don't wait for the thing. Think about what you want to feel when you get it, and then start giving that feeling to yourself now, and you will see your life change.
Well, that's wonderful. I mean, that's law of attraction right then and there.
Yes.
So
yes.
that's really great. Now, how can people get in touch with you?
Yes, the best way is at my free group that I have on Facebook. It's called The Aligned Soul Collective. And you can go to thealignedsoulcollective.com and that'll take you straight to the group on Facebook. And you can go there and just comment. I do live streams there, post, just anything to help you. And it's totally free. And it's a beautiful community that's almost 900 women
Wow.
and some men, and it's pretty. It's I love that space.
Well, that's amazing, and just thank you so much. I mean, I know that all you guys are going to get so much out of that meditation, and just relax and just and start living your best life, and just start being who you are, and don't be afraid to be who you are, and it, it's fabulous. So, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, Christine, for being here, and we'll see you next.